Hello, 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 Facebook family, friends. How's everyone doing? Happy Friday. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Wisdom Walk number 23. I know I did a back to back because I had something very important to talk about this morning. So I figured I will pop on and normally I give you guys a couple days break so you can kind of think about, come to terms with what I talked about, give you a little time to, let it go through your brain and wonder. But today, I have to do this one, so it has to be done. This one's called We the People. It's gonna upset a few of you. You're gonna be kind of upset with the system, but I'm gonna break it down. And good morning, Jason. I'm gonna break it down. And today will probably be the one that changes your course of direction, probably for the rest of your life, when I break this down for you. So again, this one's called We the People. And again, as always, honesty, integrity, straight to the point, transparency. I have nothing to hide. I'm just going to tell you like it is. And here's the scenario. So let's jump right in because I got a lot to say. One of the reasons why I'm able to come up with these things is I've put my position or myself in life that I'm able to not have to think about or worry about bills or worry about work or worry about going and putting my 8-hour, 10-hour, 12-hour days. So I sit at home all day and I research and I think and I come up with ideas and come up with solutions and come up with thought processes because I have more hours in a day than most people do. Because number one, I'm up by 3 to 4 in the morning. I go to sleep at like midnight to 1. I know that may not be healthy. I don't sleep a whole lot, but I don't need sleep. I'll sleep when I'm dead. So I spend all that time just thinking. I spend all my time watching. It's like, I feel, what's his name? Gary Vee said this. It's funny. I watched one of his speeches, his talks, and I used to talk about cobras all the time. Kind of like the most dangerous and coolest snakes, I think. But we kind of talk about the same thing sometimes. It's kind of funny. But I'm like a cobra in the grass. I just sit back and I watch. And I watch what I'm looking at and watch what's going around me. And you make some decisions based on what you watch and you see. But I have a massive, massive amount of time to check things out. That's why I was able, and I'll give you a little bit of my report card for a second before I jump into what I want to talk about today, We the People. That's how I was able to watch companies or a company, and I've done it about 4 times now, what they do, go do it better, turn it around in 30 days, put it out there, turn it into a 7-figure company in a matter of 30 days. I've done that multiple times. I don't do it anymore because I'm retired. I don't want to put in that kind of work. But so now what I do is I watch the markets. I watch how the world's going. Then I make some decisions and I prove it. And then I bring it to you guys. And you get to do with it as you choose. I don't tell you what to do. I just show you proof. So for those who've been following me for the last few days, a couple of days ago, I showed you how I turned $800 into $1,733 a day, which is not impressive. I'm not impressed by that. I'm impressed if I turn into $317 million a day. And the reason why I'll be impressed with that, because that means I'll be number one in the world. And there's no fun not being number one. So I keep pushing until I'm number one in the world. Because Jeff Bezos makes $316 million a day. Until I get to 317, he's kicking my butt. So I got to go to school every day and think every day until I get to that number, because it's not about the money. It's about the fact that you achieved it. The money is just a report card. The money means nothing. It's just a report card. See, a lot of people misunderstand my thought about money and how much money you're making. Look, I have everything I need. I have everything I want. The money is just a report card of how well I'm doing something. That's all it is. So let's jump into we the people. If I decide that I'm going to go open up a business today, selling, I just passed a lemon tree, selling lemons. And I decide I want to put that business in Beverly Hills, California, on a top floor or a bottom floor of one of the high rises to sell to all the rich people in Beverly Hills. The prices of my lemons is going to be astronomical. Ain't going to be cheap because I got to pay for that rent. And I got to find the source of those lemons that's going to make it as inexpensive as possible for me to buy it so I can turn a profit. Because we have to understand the first thing, everything everybody's doing on this planet, let me repeat that slowly. Everything everybody's doing on this planet in the form of work is to turn a profit. That's the way of life. Because we need that profit to take care of our families. So we already know that's the game. We get it, we understand it. So I can say to myself, man, I don't know if I want to do that Beverly Hills office, because if I do, I got charged too much for my lemons, and I may not sell as much as if I go sell it in a smaller facility and charge less. So that's the decision I have to struggle and make as a business person. So let's bring that down to reality and bring it down to something that's about to blow your mind right now. So let's talk about stocks. Let's talk about the economy. Let's talk about the things that drive this world. We can talk basically about what drives the United States, but it's the same scenario. It works all over the world. So you have the stock market that's in over 30,000, and it keeps growing. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, but there's these hedge fund managers, and all, quote, the people, not our people, the good boy club. In fact, I was watching, and please don't take this as racist. I'm not trying to be racist by saying this, but I was watching a show yesterday, a documentary, and they were talking about the media, how the media, social media has changed the media, because the media used to be owned by a whole bunch of rich white men. And I don't mean to say that by being racist, I'm just stating a fact, right? And social media's changed it. So my comment is, all the stocks and hedge funds are owned by a whole bunch of rich old white men. It's just real. That's what it is. And let's talk about them for a little bit. They got the billion-dollar hedge funds. I'm telling you folks, listen to what I'm about to say. Wake up. I hope you share this live with everybody you know. So they're making billions upon billions. That's why there's even a TV show called Billions. And Axelrod in that show is killing it. And it's all the drama about the governments and all the people. This is what goes on in the world, because they live in a different world than we do. And these guys, these rich men, got these high rises and the penthouses and the $50 million, $80 million apartments in New York, and all the expensive cars and the country clubs and the $1 million expense account and the corporate jets and all that stuff. Who do you think paying for that? I'm pausing for a second because who do you think's paying for it? So yes, as an investor, you can make some money on the stock market, and you can make a little bit of money, and you can move yourself to another level. But most people don't invest. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. And the smarter people grow their money and they invest. But if you make $1,000, out of that $1,000, you got to pay the $1 billion hedge fund manager his percentage, And that's a big percentage, because that percentage got to go to the country club, got to go to the $80 million apartment in New York, it's got to go to his multi-million dollar office, it's got to go to the stockbrokers in his office, it's got to go to all the people before they give you your piece. I'm gonna pause. Think about that. A lot of people got to get paid before you get paid. A lot of people. So they continue making fortunes, and we get the scraps. The board's making fortunes. This is why, oh, this company is buying this company for $300 gazillion. And this company is acquiring this company for 45 million billion dollars. And they do that because these hedge funds people are going to make and continue to be filthy, stupid rich. But we, the people, get the crumbs. So we're going to flip that on them. I started flipping that in 2021 because I learned and I studied and I figured it out and I got the code. So I'm going to keep talking. Hopefully it'll make sense to you here in a minute. Because if this makes sense to you, if you get out of every wisdom walk I've done, if you get this one, whoo, your life's going to change. So I'm going to keep going. So these hedge fund guys are making a fortune. We're getting pennies, crumbs, okay? And we're moving on. And they're getting wealthier and wealthier and wealthier. They're so wealthy, they can decide who becomes president. They can decide, they can overturn countries. It's called power. And man, do they have a lot of power. Tons of power. Because the almighty dollar is going to them on the backs of we the people. Okay, sorry about that. This neighborhood, sometimes we get some tough signals. Anyway, they're making billions on we the people. So everybody understands that, right? You understand that it's a simple situation like my lemon store or any store. If you want to make some money, you better have your expenses in order and you make a bigger profit. If you don't have your expenses in order, you're going to charge more for your product, and the consumer, we the people, have to pay for it. Okay? So now let's talk about the hedge fund guys. So they're making a fortune. We know they are, because you can see their lifestyle. They control the government. They control everything. They control everything, basically. So let's roll into January of 2021. We, the people, decided to fight back. Because it's a fight. It's a fight. So we, the people, decided to fight back. And we went on social media and we pumped up a stock called GameStop. Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. I'm telling you, let me explain something to you. If you peel back the layers of anything, the facts will show. The problem is, most of you don't have the time to peel the layers back. I got the time. I peel layers all day long, every day, 24/7. In fact, I don't do it 24/7. I do it 25/8. Keep that in mind. So, we the people decided to mess with the hedge funds guys on a stock called GameStop in January. Rose up the stock, cost the hedge fund guys billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. They got so pissed off that Robinhood, hopefully Robinhood survives and the CEO survives, they made Robinhood shut down. You couldn't buy the stock anymore because they were bleeding, and they're like, heck no. I'm not going to lose billions of dollars because of we the people, because they all think they're better than all of us, which they're not. Okay, so they shut down Robinhood. There's a whole bunch of lawsuits. I've been seeing stuff come over in social media. If you've been harmed, if you feel you've been harmed by the actions of Robinhood in January from GameStop stock, please call the legal offices of ABC. I just think that is hilarious to me. It's just hilarious. Because we the people stood up And we got slapped down a little bit, but at least we showed that we had heart. Now, we cannot continue doing stuff like that, because at some point in time, the big bad wolf, hedge funds managers, the wealthy, gonna stomp on us like the cockroaches they think we are and hold us down because they got the money. So, believe me, I'm coming to the point. You guys hold on. I'm telling, if the light bulb, look, if the light bulb doesn't go off when I tell you what I'm about to tell you. Anyway, so they're going to stomp on us like the cockroaches they think we are, and they think we're stupid. But there's one guy, and I'm going to not name his name because nobody really knows his name. There's one guy that gave them the big old fat finger and told them that I'm going to turn your industry upside down and I'm going to shut you down one day. And we, the people, are going to win from it. And they don't like it. You guys be like, who's this guy? Who's this hero? Well, I think he's a hero. And he's a no-name hero. And let me tell you what he came up with about 10 years ago to shut all this down. He came up with something called Bitcoin. I'll let that register for a second because some of you don't understand. So sometimes I have to go slow, take you down the road slowly so you get it. So he came up with this thing. It's brilliant. It's just brilliant. It's brilliant. He came up with this thing called Bitcoin, decentralized it so nobody can put their hands on it, nobody can regulate it, and it can live on the internet. And anyone that tries to shut it down will have to shut down the internet, which will crash the economy and will crash all the hedge funds people's situation. You guys get it now? So, this brilliant man did this. And now we're going through the process. And some of the wealthy are starting to figure out like, I ain't worried about Mr. Bitcoin. 10 years ago, it's worth 1 penny. Ha 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 ha. Let me stomp on those cockroaches. They mean nothing. They mean nothing. I'll stomp on them. Then Bitcoin got up to $1,000. My shoes are big. I can stomp on them at $1,000. Then 5 years go by. Bitcoin starts hitting 3,000, 4,000. I can still stomp on them. They ain't nothing. I'm the big bad wolf. I can control we the people. We the people are nothing. I can control them. Then 2021 hit. And Bitcoin almost hit 60K. And they're like, who is the, oh, wait, back up. What's going on here? Now, the egos of the wealthy still don't fully get it. Some of them are getting it. Some of them, like Elon Musk, I'm not trying to say he's egomaniac. He is. Gets it and drops 1.5 billion in Bitcoin. Apple is now involved in Bitcoin. PayPal is involved in Bitcoin because some of the people are smart enough to go, the world order is changing. I want to continue being wealthy, so I better pay attention. So they're paying attention. Because I'm telling you, Bitcoin's going to be $500,000 one day. Just remember I said that. I'm glad this live is in the internet, so I can rub it in the naysayers' face a few years from now. Anyway, so let me go back to my story. Because if you understand this story, you should go high five every one of your family members and tell them in the next 6 months, year, 5 years, you'll have a lifestyle you've never dreamed of. Because I believe it will happen for you if you listen. So, Bitcoin now is leveling the playing field from all the big, bad, rich people. So some of you are like, wait a minute. How did you, and I should say cryptocurrency, but Bitcoin was the granddaddy and that's what started. How can you possibly get on social media 2 days ago and show that you took $800 and turned it into $1,733 a day in cryptocurrency? How is that even possible? That doesn't even make sense. So not that it doesn't make sense. Yesterday, I did a live video and showed you how on February 2nd, 2021, I had 0.032 Bitcoin in the thing I showed you. And yesterday, I withdrew $9,000 worth of Bitcoin, and I had 1.795 Bitcoin, which went from $1,800 to $104,000 in 5 weeks. You may say, how is that even possible? Well, because the playing field got leveled. Because of what I just explained to you. The people in Bitcoin, in this digital world, don't have a country club. They don't have a $80 million apartment in New York that they have to pay for. They don't have the $20 million building with all the stockbrokers and all that stuff that has to be paid for. It moved out of Beverly Hills and went to a low-lying area that they don't have any rent. Light bulb go off yet? So now we the people, can get involved in something that has very little cost to it. Little fees whenever I transfer my Bitcoin. It's all the computer fees because it's all on the blockchain. The blockchain does not. Let me explain this to you. The blockchain doesn't have a Lamborghini. The blockchain doesn't have an $80 million apartment in New York. The blockchain doesn't have a $20 million office building with tons of furniture that it has to support. The blockchain is a machine. And the machine doesn't need much to survive. It needs a little bit of fees here and there. So when you play with the stock market and play with the hedge fund boys, you have to take your crumbs. Yeah, some people's crumbs turned into millions. I get it. If you have a lot of crumbs to play with. Or you can play with the Bitcoin guys and the crypto guys that have no expenses, and instead of crumbs, you get real dollars. That's why I was able to turn $800 into $1,733 per day. Light bulb go off yet? You guys understand yet? That's it. There's no secret to it. You just didn't have the information, and I did. Now, you have some of you that's getting the information. A lot of you out there are investing in Bitcoin. Ooh, I'm gonna go buy some cryptocurrencies. I have a guy, a friend of mine, he called me, he goes, hey, I'm gonna buy this coin, I'm gonna go invest in this coin. You know how many people every day send me a text message telling me, hey, check out this coin, it's going up in value. So I have this friend of mine bought a coin that was like 0.00001, and it went up to like $10, and he made a gazillion dollars on it. But when he went to cash it out, there was no money because nobody wants to buy it. So I had to start laughing. I'm like, you don't get it. Why are you treating crypto? See, I just gave you the formula. I gave you the formula of what's going on. But you're trying to okay, let me give you a better analogy. We moved out of Beverly Hills to sell our lemons, but yet you want to keep dragging yourself back to Beverly Hills to make orders. Why would you want to do that? So I've just given you the formula, but yet you're trying to go back to the old way of thinking, the stock market way. Oh, I'm going to invest, and if it goes up, I make money. If it goes down, I don't make money. Let me sell. Let me invest. Let me pull out. Hold on. It's going to go. Oh, it's dropping right now. Let me sell real quick. Okay, now it's dropped a little bit lower. Let me buy it back again. Let it go up. No, you're thinking like the old school. That's not what it was intended to do. How I do is a little bit differently. I show you how to stack it. I show you how to not stake. So those of you that think you're smart, it's not staking. I said stacking. Big difference. So I show you how to stack it, because what I did is I took my 0.0019 Bitcoin and I multiplied it. And I multiplied it for 5 weeks. And I took it from 0.0019 to 0.0056 to 0.00167 to 0.0005. Then it's now almost 0.18. 1.8. Think about the person that was doing the old school way, like the hedge funds guys, and they decided, hey, I'm gonna buy Bitcoin at 30,000. and wait for it to go up. Okay, you can do that. If it goes up to 60, you just made yourself 100% profit. Good for you. You made 30 grand. Yippee-yay. As soon as it drops back down to 50, you made yourself 20 grand. And as soon as it drops back down to 30, you make nothing. Welcome to the world of normality. That's how it is. I don't teach that. That's the wrong way to go. Can't go that way. We're going to buy it at whatever. I don't care how much it costs. I'm going to buy a piece of it. Even if I have $100 of it, I'm going to buy it. Then I'm going to stack it. My $100, I have a little bit of Bitcoin, and I'm going to stack it and make it go up in value. I mean, go up in the amount of Bitcoin I have. And when I do that, then I have more Bitcoin. And at some day, at some point, when everybody finally realizes that digital currency is the future, and it goes through the roof because they don't make Bitcoin anymore, it's over. There's no more to be made. It's done. And it hits 500 million, 500,000, 2 million, 20,000, 200,000, whatever it hits. And you now have 100 of them, or you now have 200 of them, or you now have 1,000 of them. You are now done for generations. Your children's children's children will become those hedge funds people we talked about at the beginning of this live. Do you understand the full circle now? Has this resonated with anyone? If it hasn't, it's okay. If you think I'm crazy, it's okay. You can think that. But I'm the one showing the documentation. And I've been showing it since the start of 2021. And I will show it throughout 2021. And I will show it in 2022. And I will show it in 2023. And I will continue showing it. And one day, you'll wake up and go, okay, I've seen enough proof. I better get in. He or she who gets in sooner gets more of the marbles. You get to make a decision whatever you want to do. So we the people have this in our hands. We the people can take back what's ours. We the people can get to the next level. We the people do not have to be held down on the thumb of the rich and wealthy. We the people have the decision to change our lives on our own terms because of one man that made something decentralized, because of one man that made something digital that nobody can control. What a beautiful thing. I hope it woke you up. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.